Hello everybody. Right, this one is on day rate. Now we've done one before on short jobs versus long jobs, or short jobs versus long jobs versus multi-drops, but I never really took into account day rate. And the truth of the matter is that sometimes it's easier to calculate a multi-drop, for example, as a day rate. So, for example, the job will come in and it's got 4 drops on it, and it's picking up in Dunstable. One of them's got to go to Andover, one of them's got to go to Swindon, one of them's got to go to Bristol. And you think, by the time I pick that up and then driven to like Swindon and Andover and Bristol, and then the chances are that's going to be my day done. By the time that you drops, and I could be there for a little while and all that kind of stuff. So it's easy to calculate on a day rate. So the one you want to work up with, there's 2 things you want to consider with day rate. Firstly, what your day rate should be. So you think, well, how much could I actually, the best way to calculate, well, how much could I earn in a day normally? Now, my target for a day in a Luton van was 250, and I would base that on the fact that I could probably get in 2 jobs for around 120 each, with a distance on 120 miles up, 120 miles back, or something like that, maybe 100 miles. And then we'll pick up one for the morning, or 3 jobs, 65 quid a job, 75 pound a job, maybe 80 quid a job, that kind of thing, or again, it's betwixt and between. You might go, well, I've got one job at 90, and then I've got one job at like 100, and then so the next job only really has to come in at like 60 quid, and I've hit my target. That's kind of the way it worked. So then I would say, well, okay, you've got 3 drops, I'm going to be on it all day. It's a tour, 250, and then the advantage with the day rate is you've got your money for the day. The second thing you want to take into consideration is fuel. So say, for example, we want you for the day, you've got to drive from Dunstable to Liverpool, pick something up, and then then go up to like Blackburn, pick something up. You think, well, hang on a second, I'm going to do a tank of fuel on that. So tank of fuel stands me in I suppose on the it's going to stand me in at a oneer. If I quote them 250 for the day, I'm going to be here, there and everywhere. I'm going to come back, I'm going to get me 250, but I've already got to take 100 quid's worth of fuel out. So if it's going to be distance, you want to take into account the amount that you're happy earning for the day, plus a little bit extra. You might not want to bung 100 quid on, because you're going to do some fuel in a normal day anyway. You might bung on 50 quid for the day. The other things to take into consideration with day rate is sometimes they can really act in your favour. Day rate, we've got to do like, you've got to do 10 stops, and then you turn up in the morning and the guy said, oh no, you actually 4 of them ain't going, you've only got to do 6, and they've booked you for the day. So once you've done them 6, that's you done. So you might turn out and say, I'm going to give you, in a Luton van, which is what I would quote, 250 quid for the day. You might be done by lunchtime. In that case, you've got your day's money, and you can still get a bit of extra bunts. Also, you've got to bear in mind, however, with day rate, they may turn around and they go, I had it once where I had like 4 or 5 drops, and I hammered through it all. And the guy said, I can't believe you've done it so quickly. He said, lovely. Now here's the collections. I'm like, oh God. And I had to wait. I got to my next collection point and I had to wait because I'd done it so fast already. Didn't really mention the collections, but I couldn't go back to him and go, collections, no, I'm finished, because he booked me for the day. And lastly, you want to work out what the day is. When you're booking for day rate, you get this an awful lot. You used to get with the parcel force and that kind of thing, where they would book you for the day and they would give you like 80 stops, and then you'd turn around and you'd go like, so how many do you reckon you can do? And I didn't realise that a lot of other drivers fail stops a lot quicker than I did. I went all out. I think I delivered all bar about 4. And that's physically because they weren't in. And ironically, they were the 4 where I had to drive 20 miles each way. The one that was, there's always one that's out there on a limb, So you want to say, okay, you've got me in a day rate. My day starts at, my day finishes at. And then you can either, if you can't get it done in time, you just take it back and couldn't get them done, lads. Then you put them in the still in the corner and they'll go on the next van. Or if it's more like these 4 have got to be done, you can say, look, I'm on a day rate. There's no way I can get this done in a day. You've gone over your day now. Now we're starting to talk about overtime. But these are things that you really want to try and lock down with the shipper before you start. Not always that easy. Everyone goes, yeah, it's fine, we'll sort it out later. And then later comes, they go, oh, I didn't think it'd be that much. But day rates like multi-drops. They're a bit of a double-edged sword. They can really act in your favour, or you can think, what have I done this for? The other thing about taking a day rate job is if it's a regular job that you see coming up all the time, try it. And that way, if it works, brilliant. You can go, oh, that job's up again, I'll have that again. And if it doesn't, you go, whoa, we've been giving that one a wide berth. So day rate, there you go. Hope that helps. Hope they all help. Hope you're well. take care, take money.